Good morning, students. We're back with our next video with the play The Tempest, Act 5, Scene 1. Now in my last video that I had sent, I had done the introduction and a very brief summary of this particular conclusion, scene and act. Now we will do the scene in a bit more detail, where the reference to context can be understood. So the scene is that enter Prospero in his magic. This is the last scene. Prospero is all dressed in his magical robes, there to perform magic for maybe the last time. And he's talking to his very, very trusted servant Ariel. Now does my project gather to a head? And he's telling Ariel that now he feels that his plan, that is causing the tempest, causing his brother King Alonso and all the others to suffer, he feels that his plan is now coming to a climax. It is coming to an end. My charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with his carriage. How's the day? So he's saying, my magical charms do not fail. He says, wherever I have performed magic, his charms have always been a success. His spirits, all the spirits on this island till today have obeyed him, followed his instructions. Okay, and time much. And since all this has happened, time has progressively gone on, increased. What time is it? So he's finding out from Ariel exactly what is the time of the day. To which Ariel says, on the 6th hour, almost 6 o'clock. At which time, my lord, you said our work should cease. And he says, this is the time, that is 6 o'clock. You had told me by 6 o'clock our work would come to an end. Here I feel that you are still in a mood of doing something, giving me more work. Prospero then tells him, I did so. He said, yes, I said, yahan maine ye kaha, that by 6 o'clock our work will be ended. When first I raised the tempest, says when I first caused the tempest, that is Act 1, Scene 1. So when I first caused the tempest, I did tell you that by 6 o'clock the entire sequence of events would end, would be complete. But if we are a little late, that's a different story. Say, my spirit, how fares the king's followers? And I said, now forget about that. Tell me one thing, how is the King of Naples and all the others that have been cast under our spell? How are they? Where are they? So he's concerned about his enemies. He wants to know the facts about their condition. Where are they? Ariel tells them, confined together. He said, don't worry, there's nothing to worry about. They're all clustered together. Sab ke sab ek saath hai. They're all together. In the same fashion as you gave in China. He said they are all like in a type of daze, hypnotism. They don't know what's happening. They can't follow their own instinct. They're under our spell. You had instructed me to do this to them, and I am telling you they are in this condition right now. Just as you left them, said the last time you saw them hypnotized, in a daze, in a trance, they are still in the same way. All prisoners stirred, said they're all in our grip. Sab ke sab hamare mukhi mein. What we want to do with them, we can do. Okay, sir. In the lime grove, which weather fence your cell? He says they're just behind our cell. In the lime grove. Grove is a garden. He says sab ke sab are all clustered there, all in a daze, don't know what's happening. Okay, they cannot budge till your release. Says they are in this condition until you give the orders that they should be released, that they should be brought to normal. Until that order is given, I will not budge. Okay. The king, his brother, that is King of Naples, his brother, and yours, meaning your brother, abide, all three distracted, and the remember mourning over them. So all of them are in a complete disturbed state of mind, all three of them. The other followers, the other trusted followers are also in the same condition. They don't have the power to follow and to do what they want. what we want them to do, they will be doing that. Okay. So over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. They are right now in a very, very sorrowful state of affairs, sorrowful state of mind, very disturbed and dismayed. But chiefly him you term, sir, the good old Gonzalo. His tears run down his beard like winter. Says, but I am feeling very sad for one of your trusted servants, that is Gonzalo. He also is in this state of mind, and he also thinks his time has come, and he is pathetically crying. बहुत बुरा Gonzalo, and he is in a bad condition. Prospero has no intention of punishing Gonzalo, because Gonzalo has been faithful to him, right? So his tears run down his beard. He says, so pathetically crying. His tears are just flowing down his cheeks. Okay, like winter's drop, like dewdrops in winter. From yews reeds, and like from the creepers in winter, these dew falls. His tears are at this moment falling. Your charm so strongly works him that if you now behold them, your affection would become tender. He says, your charm, your magic has affected them so strongly, so strongly have they been affected by your magic, that if you were to see them now, you would have now, if you have to see them in this condition right now, you would regret, you will feel sorry for them. They are in that type of a condition. Okay? Prospero is not that type of man to punish very badly. So he tells Ariel, dost thou think so, spirit? So he said, do you think so? Meaning, do you think that if I see them, I will feel sad for them? Ariel tells him, my would, sir, were I human. Says, if I was a human being, and if I saw these people in this condition, I would also feel very, very sorry at this state of affairs. Prospero is more regretful. He says, and mine shall be. If yours can feel regret, if you as a spirit is feeling regretful, I think mine will also be regretful now. Hast thou, which art but ere a touch of feeling of their affection? So he says that if you feel sympathetic for them, they are in distress, will not I, as a human being, then passion, be kindlier moved than thou art. Thou with their high wrongs I am struck to thee quick. He said, though I am struck deeply, he said, though even though I am having this feeling of anger in me, okay, by the wrong that these people have done to me, I don't want to forgive them. But yet, after listening to you and after coming to know about their condition, I am also feeling a bit sorry and sad or distressed for them. Yet with my noble reason against my fury do I take paths. I am guided by calm, not by anger. I am not going to be guided by my anger. I am going to be guided by my intellect, by my calm. The rarer action is in virtue that in visit, right? It is more rare, meaning this feeling of a human being is very rare, to treat one's enemy with kindness, because no one in today's world will treat their enemy with kindness. It is very difficult, very rare among human beings, one person treating his enemy with kindness. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose does extend, not a frown further. So he says, since they are, now since these people that you say are in a type of repentance, pastava, they are showing signs of repentance, I shall not afflict them anymore. So that is it. I am not going to punish them anymore. I feel that they have come to know their wrongs, they are repenting for their wrongs, and I feel it is time to forgive them now for what they have done to me. Go release them. He is so compassionate, so considerate. Immediately he tells Ariel, okay, none of it now. Go back and release all these people. Meaning take them out of this spell, hypnotism, a trance. Let them be free. Let them use their senses. Let them come to their own senses. Okay? Go release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break their senses. I'll restore and they shall be, they said, right? I will like to now cast my magical charm off from them, and I would want very sincerely that they be brought back to normal now. They should be normal human beings now. Ariel says, I'll fetch them. So if that is your command, right away I'll go, I'll cast the spell of them, and they will be brought back to normalcy. Ariel is very quick in his work. Ariel immediately goes to do this, break the charm from these people. Prospero is a monologue talking to himself. Yet elves of hill brooks, standing lakes and groves. So he's, you spirit of the hill. Now he's talking to all the spirits that are around him. And he's telling them, you spirits of the hills and brooks. Brooks are narrow streams. Still lakes and woods. And you spirits who on that sand with feet having no marks, it says, and ye that on the sand with print. It says, you spirits, because spirits are spirits. They fly. They don't leave their impressions on the sand. It says, you spirits that don't leave impressions on the sand, footprints on the sand, do chase the ebbing Neptune and do fly him, meaning those spirits that are continuously going after Neptune, going after their souls. When he comes back, you demi puppets that by moonshine do the green star ringlets make. Says when. It says when these people come back again, and when they are brought in front of me, I want you to follow my instructions also. Wherefore the use not bite, and you whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms that rejoice. And those spirits whose pastime is to make mushrooms in midnight, I want you to hear me, to hear the solemn curfew. By those 8 weak masters, though ye be, I have deemed the noontide sun call forth the mutuous winds. I, by my magical power, who has controlled the winds, who has controlled the tides, I, with my power, would like to control y'all now, and twist the green sea and azured wall. I who have controlled the sea, I who have controlled the world. Prospero says that he has created the lightning. Imagine, he has created the lightning, the darkness, the dreadful rattling thunder. And I have split the oak trees. I, with my magical power, has split the oak, broken it apart, right? When I gave command, graves have woken up. So when I have given my command with magical power, I have even opened up graves. That is my power. Okay? And I have woken up the dead people in those graves. Now, but this strong power I now lay aside. But he said, now I no longer want to use my magical power. I am casting it aside. I have no use for it. I don't want to use it. And when I asked you to make some divine music to achieve my purpose upon the minds of those persons for whom this charm was intended, you did it. So whenever I asked to cast spells on the people I have wanted, you all have been very kind enough to do what I have asked you. Now I again ask you to make some divine music. I am again appealing to you, make that magical music. Now I shall break my magic. So now the time has come. I no longer need my magic. I am going to break this wand that I have, जो जादू का छड़ी है. I'm going to break it up, dig a hole, bury it. I don't want anyone else to misuse it. All my magical books that I have craved for, that I have learned my magic, I am going to throw it in the sea. I don't want anyone to use these magical books. And deeper than ever, I want to put it in that part of the sea where no one ever will be able to get their hands on it. I'll drown my books. I'll just let them go to the bottom of the sea. So we will stop here at this part where Prospero has his monologue. Next time we will continue from line number 55. Okay, goodbye, God bless.